What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is obviously part of a series where I focus on a specific director and rank that director's work from worst to best. I've done such directors in the past such as Spike Lee, Spike Jonze, Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson, the list goes on. You guys can check that out in my director playlist down below. But guys, you clicked on this video, so you know this time around I am focusing on Martin McDonagh's films and ranking them from worst to best. Now this will not be including any short films, TV shows, commercials, music videos, none of that. Just specifically films that he's done. And as of the filming of this video, which is December of 2022, he's done 4 films. So I'll be ranking them from 4 being his worst to 1 being his best, and of course my humble opinion. And of course I want to hear your guys' thoughts on your ranking of his films down below. But guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So kicking things off at number 4, we have Seven Psychopaths. This film I thought was quite good. I saw it several years ago. I quite liked it. It's got a lot of good performances, quality dialogue. It's an interesting movie also, and I think that considering that this was a follow-up to In Bruges, it was definitely worthy. And it was just great seeing all these actors, like, you know, bantering back and forth. I quite like this movie. Again, good movie. Good movie, and we definitely recommend it. Next up, we have number 3, which is his latest movie, which is The Banshees of Inisherin. So this was one where I almost wanted to put it as my number 2, but I didn't. And the reason why is because it's still fresh in my mind, and I didn't want that to kind of cloud my judgment. Maybe this will go to number 2, like upon rewatch. But this was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching this in theaters, but not even just enjoying it in theaters. I also just was so engulfed with the characters, the themes and messages that we're tackling. I thought the depiction of friendship and, you know, it kind of falling apart and just kind of like that question of like, why did it? I thought that the film did such a great job of tackling that. Colin Farrell did an incredible job. It's also beautifully shot, which is no surprise because McDonagh, he's really good at shooting. It's a really, really good film. And I'm looking forward to revisiting it already. Unfortunately, it's only getting a Blu-ray release, not 4K as of the filming of this video, so I'm going to have to probably hold off in terms of buying it on physical media. It's a shame, but still would highly recommend you guys check out this film. It's really, really good. That's why it's my number 3. Next up, my number 2, we have In Bruges. So In Bruges was his directorial debut, and I got to say, this movie was good, really good. I like I said, I almost had it where this and The Banshees of Inisherin were kind of switched out. But what made me put this over was simply because I remember the blending of In Bruges, like the comedy, the drama, and the action being like seamless and really high quality stuff. I've only seen it once. I do need to revisit it, but I remember it being like really, really good. So that's why it's my number 2. And finally, my number 1, we have, you guys probably already guessed it, my number 1 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, oh, In Bruges should be number 1. I know a lot of people will have that opinion, and I can respect that. But for me, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, this has one thing over all these other movies, and that is rewatchability value, for me at least. I've revisited this movie like 4 or 5 times. The other ones I've only seen once a piece. And it's not to slight those other movies. Those other movies are really good, but I just always seem to want to come back to this film. It's got all the trademarks of, you know, McDonagh in terms of, you know, great performances, bringing together an incredible cast, you know, that blending of drama and comedy that is seamless. Like, he knows what he's doing in terms of blending tones. I love it, love it, love it. But the big thing is, I think that all of his films tackle themes and messages that are important. And he does it in a really good way with all his films. But I think here is where it kind of hit me the most. Where watching it, it made me angry, but at the same time, it also made me happy. And it just really also, at the same time, gave me a feeling of melancholy. That's what this film did for me. So, you know, when I hear some people say, oh, it's just like a Coen Brothers knockoff, I'm like, not quite. I love the Coen Brothers. The Coen Brothers are great, but it's not quite. This is a McDonagh movie through and through thick, and it's really, really good. And that's why it's my number 1. And I also wanted to state that this is a list that could change at any point in time. Who knows? Maybe upon rewatching, Bruges will be my number 1. or The Banshees of Inisherin. I mean, this is 4 films that I quite like, and that's actually why I wanted to talk about the director. I try to do this. I don't always remember, but I try to talk about the director himself after ranking his work. And I gotta say, Martin McDonagh, he is a director that I really like. He's 4 from 4 in my book. As I mentioned earlier, I think the blending of comedy and drama in his films is seamless. He does such a great job with actors. I think the performances that he gets out of them is just spectacular. He's also someone that knows how to do, like, a lot of great dialogue scenes, like heavy dialogue, but he also has a lot of scenes where it's just visual storytelling and he lets it speak for itself. And I think that that's something that's also a really good quality. And again, tackles a lot of themes and messages that are not only important, but also done so well. So, big fan of his. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on him as a director, as well as your ranking for his films. Do you guys like him as a director, and also where does these movies rank for you guys? So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.